Curse-bearer, you bring a dangerous affliction before me, yet I smell fear upon your flesh. You may approach.
Who is the woman that speaks before me?
An interrogation will not serve you well. Your heart is murky and unworthy of the mercy of the Lady of the Manor, Helena.
The game The Last Faith features an in-depth character building system that allows for customization of a wide variety of playstyles. While the game does allow you to build your character any way you want, it is possible to completely botch your character if you don't take the time to think through what direction you want to go. This is Gishi, and today I'm going to be sharing 5 tips to building the perfect character in The Last Faith. Tip number 1. Pick a combat style and stick with it. When you first start out, you will be asked to choose from one of 4 combat styles: Brawler, Rogue, Stargazer, and Marksman, and you get 1 point to put into a stat every time you level up. Each combat style is going to be linked to one stat that you're going to want to put about half of the points that you get throughout the course of the game into. Strength for the Brawler, Dexterity for the Rogue, Mind for the Stargazer, and Instinct for the Marksman. The Vitality stat affects the amount of HP you have. Different stats also affect various elemental and status resistances, but these can also be bolstered by equipping charms that can be found throughout the game. Number 2. Don't forget to upgrade your weapons. The attack level of your various weapons and abilities are each linked to different stats, so there are going to be certain weapons and abilities that work best for each combat style. Different weapons scale to different stats, and the level of scaling increases based on how many times the weapon has been upgraded, up to a level of 10. Weapons can be upgraded at the Manor by speaking to Mariano, and require ore and Nightcrux in order to upgrade. Higher level upgrades require you to find blueprints, which are hidden throughout the game. Number 3. Don't neglect your Vitality stat. Vitality is probably the most important stat in the game because it is the only one that affects your HP. If you neglect to put points into your Vitality, you will find that it becomes harder and harder to stay alive as the difficulty of the game increases. Number 4. Pick 2 stats besides your Vitality to focus on. One of the biggest mistakes you can make in character building is to try to build a well-rounded character that can do a little of everything. If you try to do this, you will find yourself quickly falling behind. What I would instead recommend doing is picking 2 combat styles, a primary and a secondary. Typically you want one choice to be either Brawler or Rogue, which focus on left-hand weapons, and the other to be either Stargazer or Marksman, which focus on right-hand weapons. Throughout the game, you are going to want to put about half of your points into your primary stat, with the other half divided between your secondary stat and your Vitality. This is an endgame build where I chose Rogue as my primary and Stargazer as my secondary. If you look at the strength stat, you'll notice that early on I made the mistake of putting points into the wrong stat. Because of this, I ended up getting stuck and needing to level grind for a couple hours in order to rebalance my character. But if you follow this formula and you don't make the same mistake as me, you should be able to make it through most of the game without getting stuck. Number 5. When all else fails, level grind. Your max level in The Last Faith does not max out at level 99. While the amount of experience needed to level up does continually increase, there does not appear to be a level cap, at least as far as I've seen. So if you do find yourself stuck on a certain area or boss, it's entirely possible to just level up until you're strong enough to progress to the next part of the game. The Last Faith is a challenging and difficult Metroidvania with enemies and bosses that can be frustrating at times. However, by taking the time to plan out what direction you want to go with your character and sticking with that plan, you should be able to make it through most of the game without a hitch. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other Last Faith videos, which include a review and a series of boss strategy videos. Is there anything you want to see me do on this channel? Leave your suggestions in the comments section. I do my best to read and respond to all of your comments. Until next time, this is Gishi, checking out.